Peninsula isn't the only place home to nuclear tension in Asia. And as we've just heard, President Trump started his press conference today talking about trying to help nuclear-armed neighbors, India and Pakistan, walk back from the brink of their recent flare-up. This is what he said.
We have, I think, reasonably attractive news from Pakistan and India. They've been going at it, and we've been involved in trying to have them stop. And we have some reasonably decent news. I think hopefully that's going to be coming to an end. It's been going on for a long time, decades and decades.
So the recent reasonably decent news is that Pakistan's Prime Minister, Imran Khan, announced plans to release an Indian pilot who was shot down over Kashmir on Wednesday. And this was when he was flying a mission after India had accused Pakistan and terrorists based there of killing 40 Indian soldiers in the disputed Kashmir region. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi is deeply immersed in this developing situation, and he told me from Islamabad that they are trying to diffuse the tension. Foreign Minister Qureshi, thank you for joining me from Islamabad.
Well, I'm happy to be with you.
Can I just ask you to confirm for me some of the de-escalatory steps? Prime Minister Imran Khan has said that Pakistan will release the captured Indian pilot. Can you confirm that? Has it happened? When will it happen?
Well, he made a statement while he was addressing the joint session of Parliament, and this was a goodwill gesture, and we feel that this should be an expression of Pakistan's willingness to de-escalate. We are willing to hand him over as soon as possible, perhaps tomorrow.
Here we are in Hanoi, where the President of the United States, the leader of North Korea, have been trying so far unsuccessfully to de-escalate and denuclearize. The whole issue of nuclear weapons is so dangerous and front of mind. And here we had this situation between you and India, two nuclear-armed nations who have been to war before, and it really captured the world's attention. It looked very, very serious. How serious was it?
Well, the situation certainly was serious when India attacked Pakistan, when they violated our airspace and dropped bombs in Pakistan, when they violated the UN Charter, when they violated international law and undertook an act of aggression. This was serious. You know, the Indian Air Force is fully mobilized, the Pakistan Air Force is fully mobilized. How dangerous can it be?
Well, I mean, you know, you raised the exact question. I mean, is this the kind of situation that, had it not de-escalated, could have tipped you both over the brink? Could you envision all-out war between India and Pakistan?
I hope not. That would be mutual suicide. Pakistan never wants to escalate. Pakistan never wants to be in a hostile position. From day one, you know, when this government came into office, Prime Minister Imran Khan offered that if you take one step towards peace, we will take two. He wrote to the Indian Prime Minister saying, let the two foreign ministers meet on the sidelines in New York so that they can chart a way forward. When this Pulwama tragic incident took place, and I landed in Munich for the security conference and I learned about it, what did I do? The first thing was condemn it, condole, and then the Prime Minister made a very balanced, a very reasonable offer that, listen, if you have actionable evidence, share it with us, and we would honestly, sincerely investigate. I wish India, instead of attacking Pakistan, should have shared their evidence and the dossier which we've received today, earlier.
What can you say then to the Indian claim that, in fact, it was Jaish Mohammed, the terrorist group that is housed in Pakistan, that launched this massive bomb in Indian-controlled Kashmir and killed so many soldiers there, dozens of soldiers there? I mean, they are obviously incredibly concerned about this group, and it's not the first time this group has operated inside India.
My message to the Indians is, this is a new government. This is a new government with a new mindset. We want to live in peace. We have a people-centric agenda. We want to concentrate on fixing the economy. We want to improve governance in Pakistan. We want to eradicate corruption in Pakistan. That's the mandate given to us by the people of Pakistan. We want to see peace and reconciliation in Afghanistan, and that Western Front is consuming us. We do not want an Eastern Front. We want to put an end to the 17-year-old war that's going on in Afghanistan. We want peace and stability in the region. After a very long time in Pakistan, there is a government which has complete support of the Pakistan armed forces. The civil and the political leadership is on the same page. This was a great opportunity, historic opportunity that they should have availed. The policy of this government is that we will not allow our soil to be used by any organization or any individual for terrorism against anyone, and that includes India.
Well, then let me ask you a direct question then regarding the head of Jaish Mohammed. The Indian government would like you to, have that, or would like his name, the head of it, to be put on the international terrorist list. But your friends, the Chinese government are constantly, apparently on your behalf, vetoing that. Is it something that you would welcome now in the wake of this rise, this escalation in tension between you? Should he be put on that terrorist list?
We will be open to any step that leads to de-escalation. And if they have good, solid evidence, please sit and talk. Please initiate a dialogue, and we will show reasonableness.
Is the chief of Jaish Mohammed, Masood Azhar, is he present in Pakistan? And if so, will you go after him?
Well, he is in Pakistan. According to my information, he is very unwell. He is unwell to the extent that he cannot leave his house because he's really unwell. So that's the information I have.
Why doesn't your country arrest him so that the head of this group, which you've all admitted is a terrorist organization and causes incredible tension, to say the least, between you two highly armed neighbors? Why don't you arrest him, ill or not ill?
If they give us evidence which is acceptable to the courts of Pakistan, after all, we will have to justify. They will go to the court, and if they have solid, inalienable evidence, share it with us, so that we can convince the people, and we can convince the independent judiciary of Pakistan.
Do you doubt what he's accused of doing and what the group is accused of doing?
You see, it's not a question of me doubting. There is a legal process, and you have to satisfy that legal process.
So let me ask you then, because this is obviously not going to be litigated on our program, what conversation have you had with the United States? You heard what President Trump said about trying to help you all de-escalate this current crisis, and Secretary of State Pompeo has said the same thing. Tell me what conversations you had with the United States about all this. What did they urge you to do? What did they help you to? Did they make any guarantees of security? What was the conversation like?
Well, to begin with, I'd like to thank President Trump for taking an interest to de-escalate. He, I think, can play a significant role. United States can play a significant role. United States and Pakistan have had good relations for decades. We have been close allies, and today we have a shared objective to achieve peace and stability in Afghanistan. I have had a meeting, not a meeting, I had conversation, telephonic conversation with Secretary Pompeo, in which we discussed this evolving situation, and I'm happy that they have taken note of this rising tension, and they want to play a constructive role to de-escalate. This is a very welcome development.
And just finally, you know, in the bigger picture of relations between you and the United States, President Trump has made no secret of his frustration with Pakistan over the years. And there was all sorts of talk about reducing aid to Pakistan and, you know, holding Pakistan accountable, particularly in regards to the war in Afghanistan and the whole fight against terrorism. Describe your relationship and the relationship of Pakistan with the US, particularly under the new government of Prime Minister Imran Khan.
Certainly, that frustration was there, and one can see the South Asia strategy policy announced by President Trump. But this is a new government. And as soon as I came in as foreign minister, I said one of my desires is to reset our relations, our bilateral relations with the United States. When Secretary Pompeo came to Islamabad, we had a very constructive and a very engaging meeting. He invited me to Washington, and we had another very positive meeting. And today, President Trump and Secretary Pompeo both and Ambassador Khalilzad have acknowledged that Pakistan is playing a constructive, Pakistan is playing a positive role, and this was said in the State of the Union address.
Well, all eyes are on your region right now, and we hope that the de-escalation continues, and we'll wait to see the ensuing actions taken by your government and by India. We thank you, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am.
So we also invited the Indian Foreign Minister to join us as well on this program, but the Foreign Ministry declined and didn't provide anybody to talk to us. But